Today's Chicago Bears mailbag is presented by Aura. Do you want to stay protected online? Well, get going with Aura. Aura.com/chatsports, a 14-day free trial, all-in-one digital safety and security provider. Your passwords, your email, social media, banking, financial fraud protection, identity theft. They're going to protect it all. Aura.com/chatsports, 14-day free trial. We'll tell you a little bit more about them later on in the show. Let's get to your questions here. Shaq McNair, name a splash player to sign or draft next year. Draft any of the receivers, Jordan Addison, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. You've also got Butte out of LSU, a couple other guys. DK, as of now, would be a free agent, so would Deebo Samuel, but those guys could get extensions, so we'll see on that front. But those are some splashy names that the Bears could add next offseason if they are available. Vibing with the dog, we should sign Daryl Williams if he gets released. If you're talking about the Bills' offensive lineman, he's already available. You can sign Daryl Williams right now. If there's a different Daryl Williams you're talking about, which I'll check, the running back, he's already been signed. That's not anybody. I think you're talking about the Bills' lineman. He's available, Vibin. He already got cut. You can sign him right now. The Superfan Disciple, thoughts on rookie tight end Chase Allen from Iowa State? Big body, 6'7", about 240, I believe, maybe 250. I liked him at Iowa State. They ran those two tight end sets with Allen and Charlie Kolar, who got drafted in the 4th or 5th round. I can't remember by who, but I'm a fan of him. I think he could be a sneaky candidate to make the roster as a 4th tight end. You know, if you carry 4, you're obviously going to keep Kmet, James O'Shaughnessy, and Ryan Griffin. Could he sneak in there? We'll see. I think he's a prime practice squad candidate either way. Bolden Bear. Should the Bears trade for Deion Jones? So a lot of buzz around Jones. He had shoulder surgery recently to clean something up there. But the Falcons could move him. Now, I like Jones. I think next to Roquan Smith, he'd be a good player. Contract's too much, though. I mean, you're going to have to take on over $10 million to bring him in here. He's got a couple years left on his deal. If you're going to extend Roquan Smith, which I still think is in the plans for Chicago, do you want to have 2 high-priced linebackers? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. So I don't think this is a move I would make if I was the Bears. Good player. I like him, but I think his contract's a little too hefty. What do you guys think? Should the Bears trade for Deion Jones? Type T for trade, type P for pass. Get your votes in down in the comment section right now. Christopher Seahack, trade a 2nd and 5th for Hunter Renfrow. That's pretty interesting. That feels like a lot, a 2nd and a 5th, but he did have 1,000 yards last year. Intriguing. He's up for an extension with the Raiders. We'll see if they give it to him. If not, he could be a trade candidate after they trade for Devontae Adams. They have a couple other pieces in there as well. Great slot receiver. I think he'd be a nice safety valve for Justin Fields. 2nd and a 5th feels a little high, especially since you're going to have to extend him. How about a third? I'd rather do a 3rd and a 5th. 2nd, I don't know. Nicholas Rishi, Smith and Jigba, Addison, or Butte, who you taking? I'd probably go in that order as of now, the way you ordered it. But I like all 3. I think they all 3 are going to be really good players, good pros. Let's see how they do this year in college football. TD Productions, which do you think will be better this season, Bears offense or defense? That's a good question. I think the defense will still be better, but I think the offense will be improved. But I'm more just saying I think the defense could be sneaky good, like top 15, maybe even top 10, if they can, figure out how that defensive tackle position rotation is going to go. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I like the 2 defensive back rookies they got. Another year of Roquan. I think Gibson's going to break out. So I think this defense with this coaching staff could be pretty damn good. The secondary will for sure be improved. Have you ever been hacked? And I mean, online, your credit card, email, Twitter, social media, any of that stuff. I want to know, have you ever been hacked? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. It's the worst thing ever when you log on to Facebook and you have a DM from, your grandmother, and you can tell she's been hacked. It happens to all of us at some point or another. So type Y for yes or type in for no. Chances are you have, or you've at least attempted at being hacked by someone before. I know I have. I lost my Twitter account in college. I've had to change my Facebook password several times because I've had hackers try to get me. Get going with Aura, our new sponsor here, an all-in-one digital safety provider. They're going to protect you against financial fraud, identity theft protection, full online and device security, your emails, your passwords for social media, your online banking, your shopping. We do it all online, and Aura is going to monitor all that stuff. They'll give you alerts if there's suspicious activity. They also have family plans that can protect up to 5 people. Get going today. We have a free trial opportunity for 14-day free trial. You can kind of see what they're all about. Aura.com/chatsports. I'll admit, at first I was like, online security. I don't need any of that. I'm young. I'm hip. I know how tech stuff works. Guys, hackers are out of control. Billions of people get hacked all the time. So get going. Aura.com/chatsports. 14-day free trial. Link in the comments and in the description. Let's keep it going here. Dangerous. Terry McLaurin, a sleeper to be traded. Maybe the Bears could get him for the right price. What do you think? I guess sleeper is the right word. I don't think it's very likely. Washington would be stupid to do it. They traded for Carson Wentz. You want to take away a fragile quarterback's top weapon? I think that's a recipe for disaster. I think they figure that out, and he probably gets a contract extension. Samoan Mike, thoughts on ESPN saying we're the worst team going into 2022. So, yeah, that was ESPN's FPI, Football Power Index. It's a nerdy computer, type of deal that they kind of factor in a bunch of different stuff. I don't really see that. That doesn't factor in human aspect. What does that mean? New coaching staff. Doesn't factor it in at all. Doesn't factor in the Bears' schedule at all. A lot easier than last year. So those two things alone should keep this team fairly competitive. I don't think this will be the worst team in the league. I think that's completely outrageous. Nicholas Rishi, predict Kyler Gordon's stats. Well, with DBs, I'm not going to worry about tackles because, interceptions, pass breakups. Those are the two stats. And then, of course, advanced stats, coverage stats, passer rating when targeted. Hopefully the passer rating when targeted is 90 or less. That'd be ideal. About 2 picks for the rookie. And let's go 11 pass breakups. 2 picks, 11 PBUs. I think that'd be a pretty damn good rookie season. Here's an over-under for you. How many wins for the Bears? I'll set it at 7.5. So 7 wins or less, 8 wins or more. Type O for 8 or more. Type U for 7 or less. The Bears will win 7.5 games this year. That's what I'm setting the over-under as. ESPN would hammer the under. I'm actually going to take the over. I think the schedule lines up pretty nicely. Let us know what you guys think. Hit that subscribe button while you're answering that question down in the comments. It's that big red sup button. Just click it. It's free. We publish videos every single day. Q&As like this one from our live shows on Tuesday, the latest news, rumors, everything else in between, trade stuff, free agency, OTAs, off-season stuff, mandatory minicamp, training camp when that gets here. We cover it all. YouTube.com/Bears Now. Subscribe, turn on your notifications. Don't miss any of it. Baylor Wiggins, what do you think the worst-case scenario is for Fields? Well, the worst case is he has an injury and he misses more time. I think that was something that hurt last year, albeit he was playing in a garbage offense, is he missed some time. He lost some reps. With the rib injury and then the ankle injury. Then he has COVID the last game. So he probably cost himself 4 or 5 games, which was a bummer. But beyond injury, worst case is we look up midseason, he started all the games, and you're like, he doesn't look improved despite a completely different offense. That would be a little troubling. Like if we're in week 10 and we're like, should the Bears draft the quarterback next year? That's a problem. Lee, $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Why is everyone saying Sam Mustipher is bad? Stats? I mean, he's not a good starter. I've said this for months. I think as a potential backup center option, he's fine. He should not start, though. I don't think starting him at right guard is a good opportunity. Everybody's like, oh, well, just start him at guard. He's not strong enough. Like, if you're not strong enough to play center, you can't play guard. Like, that's just, he will make this team if he has guard flexibility as a backup, but him starting at right guard would not be exciting to me. That would be disappointing. Now, I'm not as down on him as every other guy. A center that has started 24 games in the NFL, that has value. That does. I think he could be this team's backup center. But if Kramer, the rookie out of Illinois, takes that job, hey, sorry, Sam. Scott Osborne, what are the odds Robert Quinn gets dealt after tomorrow? And do you think Charles Snowden will make a push to fill that void? I don't. After tomorrow, he's referring to June 1st, Scott is. I don't anticipate him getting dealt after June 1st. I think if he gets traded, June 1st doesn't really have anything to do with it. I think it'll be because the Bears got a good offer, or it's a midseason trade and a team needs a pass rusher and they overpay for Quinn, etc. I do think Snowden has a chance to make this roster with or without Quinn. Obviously, if Quinn's not here, that gives him a better chance to do so. Okay, appreciate all your questions on today's live show. Be sure to follow me on Instagram as well, at HGramNFL. We'll answer more questions over there, at HGramNFL, and we'll have you guys covered.